So my name's Skyler, and I come from a family of entrepreneurs. My dad, my grandpa, my great-grandpa, they all own their own businesses. In fact, they've all started multiple businesses. Uniquely, I was actually the first in my family to graduate from high school as well as go to college. So like you mentioned, I just recently graduated from Portland State University, and I started my education there in architecture, and I finished it in advertising, but that is a beginning and ending story of itself. I got to do a lot of really cool things while I was at Portland State. One of those was start my own business, BioBib. I developed a biodegradable running bib. When I say the word biodegradable, oftentimes people think of compost bins, which is okay. I think of this cool t-shirt designed by Icebreaker that is fully biodegradable and made of all natural materials. Companies like Nike and Patagonia are also trying to develop strategies to address sustainability in the sports industry. As I was working my way through college as a 24-hour fitness personal trainer, one of my clients challenged me to the Shamrock Run in 2012. Not the 5K, not the 8K, but the 15K. And don't get me wrong, I've been an athlete all my life, but I hate running. I like to lift heavy things, and it shows. So, as fun as the run was, afterwards I noticed something, the immense amount of trash that had built up over the run. And I had taken a second to think about it. Every ski, snowboard, track and field event, sports event that I had ever been to, there was always a huge cleanup, and everybody always wore a running bib. Those things always ended up on the ground. So I started in on a little bit of research. This is a picture of the New York City Marathon. This is the biggest marathon in the world and has a little over 50,000 finishers. It takes a little over a week to finish cleaning up after this marathon. Excuse me. These are the athletic race bibs that people use as a unique identifier for these type of sports events. 77 million of these race bibs are used just in the United States alone for running races. And I'm starting to think to myself, if this material is made out of Tyvek, which is the same material that's used to insulate your homes, there's got to be a more sustainable solution. Because if not, 750,000 pounds of non-degradable waste is going to end up in landfills much like this one every year. After that, I sat down with some of my friends over at the Entrepreneurship Club at Portland State University. I asked them for a little bit of help, a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of guidance, and I asked them to listen to my pitch. So I pitched them this idea of a biodegradable running bib, and they loved it. It was at that moment that I realized I'm about to start a business. Additionally, one of my professors and mentors had started talking to me about the Clean Tech Challenge and said, hey, you should pitch your idea in the Clean Tech Challenge. The Clean Tech Challenge is based around clean technology or sustainability and using technology to find a way to fix that problem of sustainability. I won the first round of the pitch competition and was awarded some money to go make a prototype. Later that summer, I sent my first prototype out to Philadelphia for a small-scale 5K run, and it resembled very much like chipboard or cardboard, and it was made out of recycled paper. The feedback that I got was that it wasn't really as pliable as runners wanted it to be, and it was kind of bulky. I went away with that feedback thinking to myself, man, how could I make this product better? I was sitting in a lecture one day, drinking out of a cup much like this one, definitely wasn't paying attention to the lecture, trying to problem solve. And I said, well, why don't I just use the same material that they used to make this cup? It's 100% compostable. So I began breaking down this cup or disassembling it, aka tearing it apart, and I finally get it down to a thin piece of paper that definitely resembled a running bib, and it was pliable and it was water resistant, and I said to myself, you know, what is this? Come to find out, it's made of recycled paper and PLA plastics. PLA stands for polylactic acid. Polylactic acid plastics are made from corn and corn stalks, organic materials, and they could be used to mold into just about any form. Often they're used in cutlery as well as to-go containers for restaurants. This is a picture of the biodegradation process of a water bottle. By day 80, this plastic can biodegrade 100%. But I wanted something a little better for my product. I wanted it to be biodegradable within 30 days. A couple weeks after I discovered what PLA plastic was, I had my first biobib. It looked almost exactly identical to its Tyvek counterpart, only cost a couple more cents to produce, and was fully biodegradable. So I'm sitting there thinking, eureka, I have my product, now what? When I ask myself the question, what's next, you know, I wish I could stand here and tell you that I dropped out of college and I pursued this venture. I became a millionaire by the time I was 23, but that just wasn't the case. I went on to really take into consideration what it meant to drop out of college because I had been the first one to go. And I later finished my college degree with a double major and a minor. I also got married to my beautiful wife, and I also became a father of a quirky little girl. So I had a lot of really cool new beginnings and endings of their own. But I didn't want this business to fade away. So I handed it over to Portland State University and their business program to try to create something like a senior capstone for those interested in entrepreneurship. They didn't have an entrepreneurship program there at the time, so I figured that'd be a good idea. After the small angel investments that I did earn were paid back, however, it dissolved and the company disappeared. Though my company, much like the product that I designed, came to life and faded away all in really the blink of an eye, it was this transformation and this death of a company that presented me the opportunity post-graduation to create my own job, and that's what I'm doing now, is resurrecting this company. So that in itself is the beginning and ending of my entrepreneurial story.